and welcome to King's Arena podcast, brought to you by Devon Kings, makers of Devon Kings oil, Devon Kings seasoning, Devon Kings margarine, and Devon Kings bread for bread. As you guys know, on this podcast, we only have interesting conversations and we always have amazing guests. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to meet my guest for today. Okay? So first of all, we have, now this person is my friend. He's also an actor, guys. He is literally everywhere. Like if you open Netflix, you see him. If you open your TV, you'll see him. If you are at the cinema, you'll see him. If you said or if you guessed SODK, then you're absolutely right.
Hey, that was perfect. Thank
was
you.
it?
Love it.
Whenever I see you, I always say it's ASO season.
Thank you, and you've been seeing me for a while.
For a while.
My season for a while. Long may it continue.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. It's literally like the way you started. First time we met was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I think so. I think on a set of
Our Best Friends Wedding. Yes, two. Yes. So but the first time I saw him, it was my first time ever seeing you. How long have you been doing movies for?
Oh, this is my 8th year.
8th year?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And I feel like from that moment on, I haven't stopped seeing you.
God is good.
Literally, like from that moment on, you've been everywhere. Like, how is that? Tell me about that.
To be honest, like you said, when I tell people I've been doing this like 7 going on 8 years, almost 8 years now, people are shocked because when somebody just starts being in your face, you think, oh, where they come out from?
Yeah.
But then you realize that most people, like a lot of people come out like just straight off the bat, they're popping and everything, but a lot of people have actually been putting in work low-key. The fact that they are not maybe popular enough is the reason why you might not notice them in a film.
Yeah.
But then some years down the line, you now start seeing these people and you think, where they come from? And then if you just do like a bit of backtracking and you see the footsteps they left, you'd know that these people have been coming. That's what I am. I've been working for years and years and years.
8 years.
Now, in the past couple of years, it's been manifesting, so I'm happy.
It is true what they say, that everything you want is on the other side of consistency. Yeah. And I feel like you have definitely been consistent and it is your time. And as you said, it will never stop being your time.
Amen.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. Next guest we have, this person. She is a CEO. Yes, CEO, Dara Naturals. I feel like everybody that's here, I've had a personal experience with, because I've had my own personal experience at her spa. I literally had full body massage, wax, everything. And I can just testify that they give awesome service. And she's here, the CEO of Dara Naturals. She's a TV and event host. She's a brand ambassador, guys. And you guys might know her from your TV screens from way back. I remember you on, was it Moments?
Moment Z.
Moment Z. Guys, Amanda Dara.
Thank you.
Girl, you are one person that I have been seeing you since I don't even know. I think I was in secondary school even.
Stop it.
On TV. No. No, because you were young as well. You started on, did you start on Moment Z or you haven't?
I started before Moment Z, but that was my second experience.
Your second experience on TV. And then from there, you were on TVC, then event hosting, brand ambassador, and now to having your own stuff. Dara Naturals. So tell us about Dara Naturals, your own business, yes.
So Dara Naturals is a skincare store and a spa. And to be honest, I like to talk about the goal. And the goal is for us to be a franchise where you can easily assess, your spa needs. And it doesn't have to be a luxurious thing. It doesn't have to be just on your birthdays or special occasions. You can actually just say, I want to pamper myself and just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and do it at Dara Naturals.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like you are the perfect ambassador for your brand, because look at you.
Oh my God.
Guys, look at
My hands are soft.
Isn't she glowing? Yeah.
Oh my
And they're just
really soft.
really
Oh, wow.
soft.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
I love it. Okay, now that we've gotten all the introductions out the way, let's get personal.
Okay.
Yes. So, Eso, let me start with you. Me and Eso were having a conversation outside, and we were just talking about how there is a stereotype when it comes to actors. I think it was my friend that was just like, actors, they are playboys, and, there's this stereotype that you hardly ever catch an actor in a relationship. Like, or maybe you guys don't flaunt your relationship.
No, that's not the answer.
There's a question in there.
What's the question?
So are you going to help us debunk it, or are you going to, is it a thing where you think, oh, this person is correct? Or
I think the person is wrong because with the conversation we're having outside, the only thing is that actors are the people you see on TV. So when you see an actor maybe misbehaving or just being a playboy, quote unquote, outside, you know who that person is. You know, that's someone I saw on TV. That's someone who's popular. But I tell you for real that the most philandering people in this world are not actors. I'm telling you that people who work in the bank, the doctors, whoa, those people, doctors, even like regular menial workers, those people are terrible. But then about it, I'm telling you for real. I was telling you the story about my gate man.
yeah.
Bruh, that guy. So, but even these actors are considered playboys because, you know, maybe the roles they play on TV and because
you're fine, though. Yeah, let's go there.
Because there's a stereotype. Someone will see you now and just immediately stereotype you and say, oh, he looks like a playboy.
I know,
so therefore,
TV.
he's a playboy.
It's TV. It's mostly TV. But I know there are several actors who are not playboys. There are several actors who have steady relationships. Some people might prefer to keep their relationships away from the limelight of the spotlight. When I had a serious relationship years ago, I wasn't popping, so nobody knew about it or anything. But I don't have one now. I'm not saying if I had one, I wouldn't be faithful or anything.
Yeah.
But I think the stereotype is false.
I also think that people in the limelight tend to keep their relationship off social media or the limelight because majority of your fans are females and they're women, right? And they all have this like, you know, I don't know what, maybe it's just this
fantasy,
yes, that, you know, they could, Eso is their boyfriend. Eso is their imaginary boyfriend. Yeah. So the moment you say you have a girlfriend, you take that away from them.
But you have no idea the sort of DMs I get. Minus that, even when I was a couple years ago, like I think maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, when I had this person who was trying to brand me in terms and at the time, I don't know if I had just left my relationship or whatever, and she was telling me that that's the best thing for me because these women want to see, and she was bringing with examples people who have maybe gotten married and immediately from being like the apple of all the women's eye, just like nosedives a bit. Do you get what I mean? So when we were doing like the branding sessions, trying to brand me to be a Nollywood quote unquote hunk, saying, okay, it's perfect that you're single. It's perfect that you're single. You have to be like this. You have to be like this, be like this, be like this. Because women want to know that even if you're not accessible, accessible.
Yes.
Even if you're not, I don't know where that came up from. Yeah. Even if you're not, they want to have the feeling that you are.
You are.
You get what I mean? And it's harder when maybe you're married or you're in a serious relationship. People are going to look, those who want to send DMs that, this guy. Do you get what I mean? So
Amanda, have you ever had a public relationship?
Yes.
She has.
Which?
No. Maybe it was public to me.
Maybe it was public to you.
No. So you've always been team keep your relationship away from.
There's that narrative that also, in as much as you're keeping someone private, is different from hiding.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that I have hidden my relationships, right? But I don't think I've also put it on the spotlight. And in my time of dating, when, TV started popping for me, I think I've only posted someone I was dating on my Instagram, posted once.
On their birthday?
Legit. Yes, on their birthday.
Yeah.
And then I kind of regret that because it's kind of still tied to me till now.
Comcast.
Yeah. It's still tied to me till now. And then it's just awkward. You know, so I can understand why people are doing that. Besides, it's there's just this bad belly somewhere.
Yeah.
That you post this person, I'm happy. And why are they happy?
Yeah.
24 hours later, they have broken up. It's what is going on?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why people would never put their relationship on social media.
I don't blame them.
You don't know what would happen tomorrow. So is it easier to just have situationships then? Do you think?
Sometimes, yeah. Facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
I think for a guy, you're speaking from a guy's perspective.
Really?
Yeah, because
So tell us about, when you say facts are facts, what do you mean?
I mean, At least, to be honest, like, you would know, MC.
How?
How would you know? Let me land now. Not with the situationship bits.
Okay.
I'm talking about relationships being really hard work.
Okay.
Yes.
Look like I'm like MC.
Calm down.
Okay,
That's what I meant.
calm.
Relationships being really, really hard work. You have to be there. You have to be present. You have to be aware. You have to communicate. You have to put in the hard yards for relationships. And if maybe you're not in a position to do that sort of work, then maybe a situationship might be the best avenue for you, because they are less intense. One, two, everybody knows what they are in for, and nobody is having maybe unrealistic expectations. And just a bit lighter than the load that you would carry for a serious relationship. So yeah, depends on your mental state and where you want to go. I think situationship.
You do have a point. You do have a point. Yeah. But like I said, right, it usually seems that way in theory. And even like for the guys who say, okay, this is what I'm doing, and this with the line and this the limits, even biologically, you're at less risk than a woman. I know people who have been in situationships and they turn left and the person is like, what's my own? Maybe I told you from the start that so it's even an unfair risk that two of you are taking. And then typically, just because, you won't really meet a woman with many houses or something. So you're the guy, the girl's coming to your house and all of that. As a babe, there's a thin line between situationships and just whoring around. Yeah. And just ashawozing. Because it's just like 1 week you're here, next week you're there. Yeah. You have one shoe here, one toothbrush there.
Yeah, but like, why does it have to be for just women though? Like, it takes two to tango.
It does take two to tango,
doesn't it?
Yeah,
societal.
Yeah, because and I'm sure that when you even say biologically it's unfair to the women, it's because I think you're talking about like our biological clock, right?
No, not just even that.
Women just be natural nurturers, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's some women that are hardcore.
Yeah, of course.
There's some women that are hardcore.
Of course.
But then, like, no matter how wild they're trying to get, you can't get pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? And then, like, how many of those type of situations do you want to put yourself into? Because it's not like people plan some of these things. So even like, if you say situationships, I'll say, if you say situationship, like you pick a person.
Yeah, to have a situationship
I say, okay, this is what we are doing. Yeah. And I want it to be exclusive to us. I think it's safer as a woman to do that than to have situationships, That's what I was trying to say.
There's some people who probably don't even know what situationships are. What are situationships?
For me, it would be maybe a scenario. Talking about situationships and ship, maybe it's a situationship with a single person would be a scenario where both of you are maybe quote unquote dating other people, but
that's open relationship.
No. That's okay. Let me just put this out there that many Nigerians do not differentiate between dating and relationships and even exclusive dating.
True.
Dating might be a situation where you're just talking to this person or that person or maybe going out, but nothing really exclusive and nothing strings attached, and maybe even no sex. Yeah, so to speak. But
no sex in situationship?
No, I'm talking about dating.
Okay, dating.
I said maybe also. I'm trying to differentiate because Nigerians think dating and relationships
are the same.
You have a point.
They are not the same thing at all. A relationship is when you're with one person.
Yes.
But dating is when you're seeing how it's going here. So you're just speaking trying to narrow down your options and speaking to a few people.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I think in that regard, a situationship would be maybe where you are getting something similar to a relationship, like the benefits of a relationship, but two of you
without the label.
Oh yeah, or two of you are not you're not really in the place to commit fully, and then you decide that okay, you know what, we can when we're together maybe, and maybe we're having sex, but we are not.
So
really
friends with benefits then.
That's what that is.
So situationships is the same thing as friends with
That's
benefits.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's very close to
But
that.
also, friends with benefits can be just let's see and we benefit as soon as we see. That's it. But no other type of strings attached. I think.
So what other
situationships
kind of
is a bit
strings
more
attached
personal.
are attached to situationships?
You actually
more
said
personal.
something about, some relationships might not be sexual. Like you might find that you have this great connection with someone and then you're just not as sexually attracted to the person. And you find that you are very sexually attracted to another person. The person is just like a dunce. Sorry, no offense. And then you can find, I feel like situationships, happens when you're like, oh, I like this person because this person is, he's good, he's
cool,
sexy, he's intelligent. There are even some people that, you need business advice from, and then you just sit down, go to their house and just blah, 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 blah. Maybe some lip action will come in between, so I see how it can appeal to people more than relationships.
I really hope your lip action doesn't go blah, 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 blah. I really hope so.
Do you know what I think? I think people are just lazy these days.
Coming from a position of...
Okay.
No.
Tell us about that.
This is not me sitting on my high horse.
Okay.
Or maybe it is.
It is.
But here's the thing. I just feel like you guys see relationships as, oh my gosh, like Asa was like, oh, it's so much work. I don't want to put in all this time.
Why are you personalizing it? No,
you said it because you said it.
I was defining something.
No, because you said that.
I was defining something.
You said
for
that
the masses.
relationships take so much work, and it's just easier to go with situationships because facts are facts. That's what you said.
I said facts are facts, and I said sometimes it might be easier depending on where you are mentally. And when I said relationships are hard work, I didn't mean say in a liberal work, say you go to dig.
No, that's how it's.
That's that's not what I meant.
That's how you made it sound.
No, but you have to. The fact is that in relationships. You cannot just be, you have to always be conscious about your partner. Regardless, doesn't have to, and see, and that you have to do it because you want to do it. And it might be like second nature to you because you care about the person you're with. It's not because, you're struggling. But when I said work, that's not how I meant it. I beg, don't put it out there. That's not how I meant it.
Okay.
Not liberal.
But what do you mean we're lazy? Like Nigerians are lazy?
Not Nigerians. Like not even in Nigeria, just people these days.
It's true.
Yeah, because
lazy.
I
disagree. I actually disagree.
Because
I agree.
Most of the time, right? Before you go into a relationship, people see it as wahala.
But it is wahala.
But so is being in a situationships. So is being single. Being single, that's the thing. Being single is also it?
I think being single is the easiest situation.
No,
but
Because your boyfriend is probably watching this.
No, I mean,
wow.
I'm not.
Okay.
But it took a lot of oh my gosh, like I'm in a committed relationship. And it doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying my relationship. Okay. And when you said laziness, it's just like, is it just, would I say it's laziness or as opposed to it's a lot of commitment? And then it's also like, you've been through a lot of experiences. Yeah. And sometimes you don't want to experience the things that you experienced in the past. Especially people who got burnt, If you go through something, now in the next one, you're like a bit, I beg you. Yeah. Before, let me see this thing first before you do this thing. Yeah. So, you still have to figure out, should I guard myself? Because sometimes you give 100%. Then what happens to the relationships you gave 100% and then baby got 0. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But do you want to be carrying baggages of the past into the future? Because the fact that someone burnt you in the past doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen to you in the future. And you can't always think of things from the perspective of, this happened to me in the past, so I'm not going
Absolutely.
to.
But easier said than done.
That's the problem with the generation, mostly, because people are asking, did a woman hurt a man and then the men became scum, or was it the reverse?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So everybody is thinking,
so much baggage.
This person did this, which is why people are always suffering from the past
relationships.
So it's a thing. I think that's why, I think on a previous podcast I heard from you guys, you were talking about people needing therapy. A lot of people need therapy.
Before entering new relationships.
Like I was talking to my friend, I think a couple days ago, and she was just randomly ranting to me about how she's never borrowing men money, blah, 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 blah.
Look at that.
I'm like, why? You said, that's for the past. I think she had a relationship and a situationship that both men borrowed money from her and couldn't get it back. So now, those two people
in her life,
in her mind, have burnt the pathway from
for every
her
other
future
person.
people.
Somebody will not say,
if it's someone that genuinely
real quick, can I get 50K?
No! Exactly.
Because
Even if it's someone that genuinely needs the money. Do you know what I mean? Someone that has good intentions to pay back, that pathway is burnt.
It's burnt.
Yeah.
It hurt people.
Yes.
And I feel like it's because of that reason that a lot of people are very wary of going into like new relationships and would rather just settle for situationships.
Yeah.
Yes.
They'd rather settle for friends with benefits.
Yeah.
So do you think situationships make your life easier then?
Not necessarily.
In some circumstances,
not necessarily.
I would say yes.
Okay, you guys
not
have...
necessarily.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with Amanda because you never know. Because that's why, as adults, you have to keep the communication pathway always open because being humans, right? If you are not really, quote unquote, in a relationship with somebody, but you're getting most of the benefits, like as a human, except you're just stone.
Yeah.
You start getting
type of feelings.
Yeah, some things will be developing, except you're actively fighting it. With because that's why the pathway has to be open.
Yeah.
So sometimes like situationships lead to other things, but in some circumstances, depending, especially people who have been burnt or people who just don't want to face the stress. Like me personally, my last relationship, I have PTSD from there. And
when was your last relationship?
It was a minute ago, my dear.
Give us a specific date.
Like 5.
Oh
5 years ago.
Yeah, like 5.
I think that's correct. I think that's accurate.
So you still have PTSD from 5 years ago?
I do.
Yeah.
How long were you with this person for?
I think 3 years, maybe.
Wow.
2, 3,
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
And you still have PTSD from that
It's a
situation.
thing.
Trust me, it's a thing, and it's something that I started recognizing not even too long ago. It was one day when I started being a couple years ago, a bit more holistic about my existence. I just trying to pinpoint things.
Fair.
And I started noticing that, once a woman became a certain type of way, it was like reflex reaction. My whole entire body would freeze like...
it's happening again.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was unconscious.
Yeah.
Up until I noted it by myself. Do you get what I mean? So I understand why people are logging about, and it's not like the person I was with, she wasn't bad at all. It's just that both of us together had...
bad combination.
Yeah,
Bad
we're just not a decent combination. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it happens. Yeah.
Have you ever been burnt in a relation, like from a relationship before that gave you PTSD?
Yeah, I have actually. And
I can see it.
Shout out to just even talking about it, right? Shout out to all my friends because my friends really came through for me during that period. And that's what I was trying to say when you said that people are lazy, and I said maybe not necessarily. It's just that you don't want to go through that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But some of the things that I've realized helped me is being able to, as you said, be holistic and be like, okay, is it that this person is a demon or is it that it's a bad combination? Is it that we don't have aligned values? Because sometimes you see someone and it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what if this person wants to worship Buddha?
Yeah.
They are not coming to be like, Christ is the holy way. And
Exactly.
It's not fair. It's not fair. No, don't get me wrong. I believe in God, right?
Yeah.
But it's not fair to try and change a full-grown adult for your own selfish reasons. That's one of the things I learned. Another thing I also learned is that who are you following? Because I realized my Instagram was full of toxic people. They're just like, oh my gosh, break up with him. If he be doing this. I'm like, okay, this is the reason why I'm this defensive. Because everybody is divorced. Or, having a horrible relationship or having some sort of toxic situation.
And it's not always like that.
And it's not always like that.
And the media loves to put out these kind of news. Like,
and it's trending.
Yes. And the media, they love it.
I don't like Twitter.
They love it.
Twitter is horrible. It's so toxic. You just go there.
This happened. These people, these people are divorced.
True. Bad news always makes for better news than anything else.
Bad news sells.
Yeah.
It does. And it's just crazy because I feel like that's probably why I said like we're getting lazy these days because these things that we see are not even encouraging. Like every other day, two people are getting divorced. And then you see people in the comments like, oh, my own marriage would be good in Jesus' name. Like stuff like that.
You know what I saw on Twitter one day, the place you hate. I'm not a huge fan of Twitter.
I don't like Twitter.
But I was just browsing through. No, I was on, there's a page on Instagram that there's something about Twitter that puts the best things of the week.
Yeah.
So somebody was like, oh, with the way divorces are happening in the world, blah, 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 blah. And then her friend came under the comments and said, your parents have been married 24 years. that one not concern you. Now the one when they happen for social
media,
not concern you. Because the girl was waxing lyrical about never getting married because the streets are this, that. And the person, her friend, like they came and said, your parents have been married 24 years old.
Look at that.
But that one not concern you.
It's the one happening on social media.
So, social media gives a lot of, there's a lot of divorce now, but I think there's always been a lot of divorce.
Yep.
But it's just that it wasn't as pronounced as it is now with the advent of social media.
Yeah.
And also the advent of social media has added to the increased rates of divorce because social media gives the illusion of more.
And also the illusion of perfection.
Yeah.
The illusion of more, the illusion of more that is accessible. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So you feel like you have options.
Yeah, you feel like because back in the day, if the person that you have been toasting, like, for example, when I used to in Benin or when I used to live in Benin, if you had a girl you were interested in and there was no phone and you had to walk to her house, and then you put in weeks, months, then before she even maybe kisses you or does one of those things, and then you go back, you now go back and before you now think about what you have gone through to secure this babe, and it's not that babe, you won't think about now.
Okay, I see where the laziness comes in.
Exactly. But now girls are in your DMs.
Once people are in your DMs, people are on your phone, iMessage, this message, that
WhatsApp,
message. Once this person is, even if it's something that usually, if somebody back in the day, if somebody messed up, you talk about it, you will go to their house and people will talk. But now it's like,
I can have another you in a minute.
I have 5 people in my DM trying to get to know me.
Social media, what's going on?
Some people are living in your request, just trying to get you to say hello. Just trying to say hello to you, and someone will now talk to you anyhow, and you feel happy.
Imagine how you people,
excuse you.
Women,
look who is talking.
No, I get some. I do be getting some.
Can we check?
No, we can't. I do be getting some random messages. But I can imagine how women.
Yeah. What is the most random message you've ever gotten?
Nudes, man.
Wow.
When Smart Money came out on Netflix, that was my day-to-day. I think I was getting the nude every other day or something like that. It was interesting at the time, but then it became irritating.
Wow. What's the most random message you've gotten?
It probably a dick pic.
You know what? I know how to ignore. Like, my ignoring skill is so high. Like, I don't really check. But I just know that I noticed something. I think people realize that the way to get to me is through business. So it usually starts like that, and it just somehow just slides into. So we're having lunch. I'm like, what? Why are we having lunch? Why are we having dinner? Why are you buying me flowers? I don't understand. Why are you sending me fuel? I didn't get it.
I beg, send that person my way.
The most fun. Some people. There's a guy that lives in my DMs. He's been texting me since probably 2016. Every time I post something, he's just there to respond.
Oh, I have those.
Hello.
I have those.
Hello. Hello.
I see.
All the time.
I see.
For years. Literally, there was one time I went and I just checked how long this guy has been sending hellos for. And it's crazy because this guy has been consistent. Yeah. And that is just what makes relationships so difficult these days, I think. It's just because you just know that you have options. So why should you commit?
You have options. You're scared of the damage that could happen.
Yeah.
I legit see your point about laziness because that's just what it is.
Yes. When you have options, you become lazy. You don't want to put in work anymore.
Work for one. You just want to be. If someone stresses you, even if it's a tiny little bit, something that you can easily gloss over.
Something you can easily just talk about, and that's why, we settle for situations.
But that's why I also said the idea of perfection. Yeah. Do you understand? Because maybe because of what you are watching, because everybody has flaws. But when you go on Instagram or TikTok, I think TikTok is even it's what's going on here. Yeah. Just see people married with kids.
Because nobody is going to put out themselves fighting.
No, I want to start asking my boyfriend, why are we not, why are we not doing this?
But that's the thing. People won't put out themselves when they are not having. It's the best to put out the good parts. So the thing is,
people don't understand that.
People don't understand that. They think it's always they're always at home dancing to TikToks, but They fight just like you and your boyfriend do. They have issues just like
these
you.
guys I follow. The husband's a chef. The wife is an influencer. I'm just like, this man living the dream.
Yeah.
Every day, 3-course meal. The guy's fine.
Did you see that one on Instagram where she did?
I know who you're talking
Christy Sarah.
Oh my.
Oh, I know that.
They've been married since they were like 17 or 18, I think.
Married with 2 kids. It's so perfect.
It's
I'm just
nice,
like,
and you see the guy and the guy like,
like all the time.
Yeah, no, that's how it is.
I'm serious. Every single day.
I think I know him,
I'll
show you.
Yeah, I think I know this person. Yeah. And then people see that and think, oh, something is definitely wrong with my relationship.
Because why is he fighting me?
My boyfriend doesn't smile like that. Exactly. There's some people that you put camera in their face, their boyfriend's face or their husband's face, and we're like, I don't want the camera.
Exactly.
And you think something is definitely wrong with your husband.
Look at that.
Yeah, and I think I get what you mean.
Social media is actually a huge issue.
When
especially
it comes to...
for very young people.
Yeah.
Who are just like, because people are getting, because people from maybe people like the millennials got their information from maybe practicals or just But now people Gen Z and lower. What's Gen Z and what's lower? What's lower than Gen Z?
Gen X?
Alpha.
Whatever that Gen is.
Yeah.
They are getting their info from social media.
Yeah.
Actually.
TikTok is the new on ground.
Yeah, it's
scenario.
the new Africa magic.
That's where you see what's happening.
Yeah.
That's where people get their information from.
Yeah, that's where they get their inspiration.
That's where they get their inspiration, their information. They look at these people, which is why plastic surgery, everything is through the roof, and social media is the leading cause for most of these things.
Yeah, social media is definitely amplifying it. But here's the thing, as hard as relationships can be and how difficult it is, in my opinion, I don't think situationships make it any easier.
I don't think so too.
I don't think it makes it any easier. I think you have to put in as much work, if not even more, in situationships, because I feel like it messes up with your mental, because imagine you don't even know where you stand with this person. You're probably even catching feelings, because I mean, you guys are doing everything people do in relationships, and these things are what make you catch feelings. You're intimate with this person, you talk to this person all the time, but
these are some of the things that can even damage you.
Yeah, they're damaging.
You just wake up one Saturday and he's married, like, huh?
Yeah, that's...
And you can't complain. You can't rant.
Because you guys agreed that there are no strings attached.
I saw one tweet where it said, the person said the breakups that are the hardest are the ones that you can't even mention that you were dating the person.
Exactly.
You know, it's a very low-key. You just be going through heartbreak silently.
There is nobody. Well, maybe there are people. But I feel like there's nobody that can tell me that they are happy just being like... in the corners.
No, like I said, you can say that from your nice healthy relationship standpoint.
Do you enjoy being in the corners?
You can say that from your nice healthy relationship standpoint. But I do be enjoying the corners sometimes.
You do?
I do be enjoying
To be honest, I enjoy the corner as well.
Yeah,
it was nice. There was a lot of dinners and lunches.
In the corner.
In that corner.
And also...
there's street and there's corner. There's cafe. Some people inside streets. All like Esona is cafe.
And you can have like 3 or 4 corners.
You get.
Possibly. But what I'm saying about that being, what I still would maintain about situationship being easier, like I said, it depends on where you are at. Sometimes you might not have the capacity to give yourself in a certain way in a relationship. And there are people like that. I mean, that's why I'm very huge on communicating what you want.
Yeah.
So if you find someone that's in the same space and you guys want to, not be as intense or be as intentional with yourselves yet, and just, especially if it might be maybe not the ships, maybe just an exclusive situationship, but you guys are not just claiming yourselves as boyfriend and girlfriend, meaning that it's not as intense. There's a time for that, and I think there are situations where people are not just ready to be. You're not ready to be in a full-blown relationship thing where you guys are this. It's not every time.
I agree.
I think that there are times to be single. There are times to be single. There are times to have fun. You can have fun as safe as you want it or as wild as you want it, as long as you know that there are consequences. Yeah. And then there's time to be committed. But if you meet someone that just wants to wild out and just be partying, shaking booty up and down, you know, I say, no, let's go and be watching Netflix together.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, that I can agree with. I can agree with the fact that there is a time for everything. Yeah. And if you feel like you just don't want strings attached right now because you're just coming out or something. Because I was there. I was in a relationship for like 5 years.
Wow.
And when I came out of it, I told myself that, you know what, this whole year, because I felt like I can finally have my whole phase. You know, did you ever have a whole phase?
Yes.
Did you have a whole
Very
phase?
nice. I think he's
Are you
still
still
there.
having your
He's
whole
still
phase?
here. He's still there.
No, but I'm kidding. I'm not even as bad as I want. I'm tired now. I'm telling you.
That's what
Now you're getting ready for a relationship.
I am, really. I don't even mind.
So you're ready for a relationship
I don't know.
now?
I don't know if I'm ready, but
I'm so single.
She doesn't want
I'm
to say it's out
searching.
there so that you know.
Sliding.
No, I'm not searching.
Don't send nudes, please.
I'm not searching.
You're not
Okay.
searching.
What I'm saying is that when the whole face thing that passed a while ago. Now I'm just, even though I'm single, it's not
thrilling.
It's not really when I used to be outside.
Yeah.
It's not the same right
Yeah,
now. I'm calm. I'm in my singletude.
But you're still
Very
outside.
calm.
You're still kind of outside. Yeah.
But it's not a whole face. It's just being single.
Yeah. So I felt like I was definitely ready for my whole phase. Like this year, I want to use like 1 year or 2 years to just explore all my options and just do everything.
Got tired after a
You
while,
understand? To be honest, it didn't take long until I got in another
You got
relationship.
tired.
It didn't take long. It didn't take long because these things be just as stressful, guys. Like
the streets are stressful.
do you getting to know somebody
The streets
every
are
other
stressful.
week, telling them your favorite
You
color?
need a PDF,
Which is
man.
why
You guess.
Gosh.
Situationships come in handy.
Why?
Exactly.
Because you don't need to know any of those things.
If you don't want to run the circuit and be here,
Yeah.
just have one.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Like one person, right? Like
Just one
Jesus.
situation.
Like, do you remember that
If
thing I
guys
told
are
you?
not ready-
No, you didn't tell me that.
But don't
Like-
you think that's just a waste of like you're just wasting your time?
Depends on
why
how
does
old
it
you
have to
are.
be time sensitive? Why is everything so time?
So
why?
you have a point. I think.
Why?
Do you know what? As much as I like to say, "Oh, I'm exposed," or I'm teaching myself. These things are still ingrained in me. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
From when I was younger, like
And it's okay.
as a woman, you're just made to think
That biological
your biological clock is going. You know, once you start having a kid above 30 years, is most likely to be autistic. You know these things they tell you now. Like once you're at a certain age, you know, you have high risk pregnancies and all that jazz. So you have to be married before you're 30.
Yeah.
So you know you're thinking about that. Like I'm in a situationship for 2-3 years.
So
my time is going, all that.
Honestly, yeah, I get what you're saying about hormones and biological clock and all of that. But I think for me, when I say time, even this is even referring to the male gender.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time when you're going to spend all your money trying to impress a babe, and there's a time you should actually invest. Do you know what I mean? Like buy land. My friend, buy some things, buy some stock. You know, don't be that person that has nothing but looks like they have plenty.
Yeah.
And that happens both ways. There's also a time that you're like, oh my gosh, I need to get this new hair, this new nails. There's a time that like, okay, because even like for me now, I'm in a very responsible phase. But 2 years ago, my priorities were different. So that's also what I'm saying, as opposed to just the biological clock. But sometimes you don't want that life window to pass you by. And then you see your friends in the private jets and you're like, I knew that one. Is it not that one in class? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you don't think it applies to situationships as well, where you feel like you don't want to waste your time?
That's what I'm saying. That depends on your age or your time. Like I'm saying, the time factor is not just because of because you can find love at any time. You can find a pregnancy at sometimes. But so, you know, you talking about like KFC made money at 60. My friend, you can make money at 32.
Yeah, at 30.
It's okay if you do.
Yeah, because I think timelines. I mean, it's good to give yourself a timeline, but I feel like timeline kills people. Like because a lot of people. Guy, go and think about your plan from when you were a teenager. How many years? I mean,
Zero.
Amanda Diaz, she knows CEO of this. Think about all your plans about marriage, kids. Most people.
I haven't fulfilled a lot, man.
I should have been done having kids by now.
Facts.
Look at that.
And I'm not even married yet.
You see what I mean? As in people like plans. I have friends who are in their 40s maybe and only started making money which day.
Yeah.
And they are happy as a clam.
Exactly.
You can't really put time apart from
You
the
can't,
things that has like maybe to do with biology, maybe like having kids.
Yeah.
But in terms of like
just how life goes.
Because life before your life goes as you plan it.
Yeah.
Bruh, I thought when I moved to Lagos that immediately I was going to be hot.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought, bruh, when I first moved to Lagos somebody that promised me that I would stay with them on the island was not available to be stayed with. So I stayed in Ogun State for a year.
Wow.
I'm just telling you, like, see the way that plan changed. As soon as it wasn't a bit after I landed. It was as soon as I got to Lagos via God is good motors. As soon as I got to Lagos, the plan started to say you.
You think, go back.
Go back. You get what I mean? So I would have thought by now, a lot of people as well, if you want, a lot of my, because I have like some older friends, especially women, if you see a lot of plans, they tell me, say, oh, that's, I thought, you don't know, time just
we
goes.
always think. Just go with the flow. So, I mean, have plans, but like, it's okay to go with the flow sometimes.
Balance.
Because your plans will still not, because, you know.
I think it's okay to agree that relationships are good. Yeah. Situationships can also be good.
They can also be. And also remember that many situationships lead to relationships.
Word. You heard it here first.
Wow.
So said it.
Wow.
It's true. Before you don't, many people just don't jump into relationships. You start
it starts from somewhere.
Yeah, you start with the situationship before you know it's
why can't you start off with friendship? Like I love you. Stop it.
It looks like I love you.
It can start with friendship.
I agree with that as well.
It can start with just being like, oh, we're friends. Okay, let's date. And then you can start with, oh, we're friends with benefits. Okay, we're not boyfriend.
We're not boyfriend.
It can start anywhere.
Several people have gotten through that different routes too. You can pass through this.
I agree. I agree that situationships can also be good as well.
Several.
But I don't think they make your life easier.
I don't think so.
I disagree humbly.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I guess we have two. I don't think it makes your life easier.
I lost.
And Eso says it does make your life easier. But to be honest, like Amanda said, I think it's just easier for men sometimes.
Yeah.
You guys live in a misogynistic and misogynistic world. So
no matter how much you do gender equality,
with the advent of women doing everything, so Lagos women are trying to catch up. So it's okay.
Trying to catch up.
But somebody is still asking me who is paying my rent.
Exactly.
Right. Stop it.
Literally. You do stuff and it must be a man.
No, I mean like landlord type thing. Like, so who is going to pay the rent? I don't understand.
I'm all for equality. Come and pay my rent. Please.
Who wants to pay your rent?
So go and reply your DMs. I'm sure there are women there willing to pay.
Yes, actually.
Exactly.
I know they are
exactly. I mean, to be honest, I'm so proud of how far you guys have gone. I was watching you since I was in school. So I met 2 years ago and you just went poof. Like at first it was like you were doing mostly bad boy roles, and I've seen you switch it up here and there. I even watched this movie on Netflix where you played someone's dad, Weather for Two. That was a very, very good watch.
Thank you.
Yeah, really amazing, really amazing. Gara, I'm also so freaking proud of you. I can't wait to come to Gara Naturals.
You need to.
Because I need to. My hairs they've all grown back. I need me some full body.
Oh, full body.
Yeah.
What you got for me, girl?
Massage.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to that. Our conclusion is situationships aren't that bad, but they can or cannot. They may or may not. I think they don't make your life easier, but yeah, they may or may not make your life easier. This has been fun. And as you guys know, we only have fun conversations over here. And this was brought to you by Devon Kings, the brand that promotes togetherness. I've been your host, Miri Colette, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.